Hello, my name is Nicholas Reed, and this is my reading for week 11 of Physics 2211, Georgia Tech, fall 2020. So the topics we covered were modeling friction, conservation of momentum, and collisions, direct and glancing. The things I learned were conservation of momentum and modeling of friction. I already knew, so I already had a good understanding of collisions before this reading. So the first thing we covered was modeling friction, where we worked through an example and how broke down the components into the energy transfer in between the system and the surroundings, and how we analyzed through the internal forces in order to define the friction force. And we also use this to help find the thermal force. Another thing we covered was the conservation of momentum. We talked about how multi-particle systems interact with each other and how the sum of the momentums will give the momentum of the system. And it's usually the sum of the external forces. Then we worked with collisions, inelastic and elastic, and also the angle of interaction, whether it was direct or glancing, and how they influences each other's momentums, as well as their forces. And then, so what I already knew most of the conservation and modeling friction stuff from high school. Covered a lot of that in physics in high school, so it was more of a refresher than anything. I may have learned it, but I was a lot less familiar with it. Was the collisions? I felt like that helped, especially the inelastic and elastic, since I couldn't remember the difference between the two of them. What really interested me was the interaction between two objects with collision forces, because it applies to my major in the fact that, when you have stuff in orbit, so satellites and stuff, there is a lot of space debris. It's a really big problem that we face, and satellites have to be able to either absorb or deflect these things, and the collisions give us a good understanding of how the two will interact. And this is key to also understand what size debris can hit the space shuttle or satellite, and if it needs to be avoided or if we can absorb the hit of the object. So that applied a lot to what it was, and I thought that was really cool. So that's what really interested me. The most difficult part was definitely the collision part. It was definitely the hardest topic we covered during the learning this week. And I will be looking at more videos, since I did look at a few videos to help my understanding, but I definitely will be looking more during the week, especially when I'm trying to complete the homework. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.